dense words. Many people approached us and we've been mulling over tokenomic models. And the reality is everything we're seeing in this industry or have been seeing up to this point is more or less an altered version of Bitcoin's initial tokenomics. And Bitcoin's tokenomics have something very specific in them, which is the hash rate difficulty adjustment factor that causes a floating equilibrium between price, hash power, selling pressure and all those things. So it creates this floating floor that is hinged around the hash rate adjustment or the hash rate difficulty factor. Now, and everybody just copy pasted that because they were based off of a proof of work. And then proof of stake is just, okay, you put something in a bucket and then you get something out of it. Okay, that's kind of like simplistic. That is not really, that's not a challenging thing to solve for. But what is really different, and I always say DAG is different, is that we have a novel infrastructure that has a very different logic beneath it. And that logic is entirely different. So it requires people to really dive into it and understand how nodes and consensus and state channels actually really interact with each other. And how does that whole ecosystem or web of interrelations, how can you build a tokenomics that is actually built around true utility? And then if you think about these things, you will see that just a Bitcoin copy-paste model doesn't cut it, because we want to tie it to real utility, to real economic value and entrepreneurial value while incentivizing, while being fee-free. And that's a big challenge and has been a big challenge, but ultimately we solved, and specifically Wyatt solved that issue. And that's why we're very, very proud about that token paper, because it's going to set an entirely new standard of how network tokenomics and network incentivization actually looks like. And with that, it's like a baby born.